Does this sound familiar? You have a plan. You know the direction you want to head towards. You've been thinking about it far too long, but you still haven't taken that all-important first step. What can you do to get yourself in motion and actually taking meaningful action towards your goals? Stick around and find out. I'm going to share with you my top 3 tips to help you finally start to take action towards your goals. G'day there. My name's Paul Heron. If you don't already know me, my aim is to share what I've learned in my coaching practice with you to help you start taking meaningful action, confident action towards your goals. If you're finding this content useful, please remember to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment below, and make sure you're kept up to date with all my future releases. This whole conversation today is about getting in motion, getting started, taking that first step and building momentum. The only thing that can get us started on that path towards achieving the success we're looking for is by taking action. Taking that first step, letting that build into regular, consistent action towards our goals is literally the only thing that helps us to achieve the success we're looking for. And this is what I'm referring to when I'm saying get ourselves in motion. The first tip I want to share with you today is to identify and know what that first step is. I can't tell you how many times I've been in this exact same position myself. Overthinking, procrastinating, wanting certainty on a result before I even take an action. These things have prevented me in the past from taking any action at all towards new projects and adventures that I've wanted to commit myself to. So one of the best ways to break this cycle is by just deciding and making that conscious effort that I've put enough time into thinking about this. It's time to actually implement this plan. And the best way to put it into action is just to identify what that first step is going to be. Now you get to decide how challenging this first step is going to be. Remember, there are fears and beliefs. There's things at play that have prevented us from taking this action in the first place. We need to make sure that it's not a step too far out of the comfort zone. So pick something that feels right. Don't overthink it. You know, the time for thinking has passed. We've put our time and effort into working out what we're going to do. We're facing the right direction. It literally is just about taking that very first step. So pick something that feels right for you and commit yourself to taking that action. If you're anything like me, you've probably been putting off this action for far too long. You've been thinking about the things that you want to be doing, and you know the time has come now to move from thinking and trying to work out what you might want to be doing to taking action. You've identified the first step. We know what it's going to be. My challenge to you and the next tip that I'm going to provide is just to commit yourself to taking that first step as soon as possible. Do it today. You know, if it's something that can possibly be done today, do it today. If it can't be done today, pick the earliest possible time that you can commit yourself to doing it and get it done. You know, it really is about jumping in the deep end in a lot of ways. There's an element of discomfort that is going to come with this. You know, something inside you has led you to be putting it off for the period of time that you have been putting it off, but now it's time to take that action. You know, you've committed to yourself, you've taken that, you've gone through that process of identifying what it is you're going to do. Don't delay any longer. Get it put into your calendar. As I say, if you can't do it today, commit yourself to doing it as soon as possible. Success in this particular task is not going to be measured by the result. You know, the result will look after itself and the result will inform future steps that we need to take. The goal for this particular step is literally just to take that first action. You know, I have done this myself in the past as well, you know, trying to work through every possible scenario and to get that certainty on what a result is going to be. Ultimately, we can have no idea what the results are going to be. You know, often with these challenges, we've been putting them off for a reason. They're outside of our comfort zone. There is an element of fear that sits behind some of these things that we're wanting to do. But, you know, that makes it even more valuable to just put the emphasis on you taking the action. The action itself is challenging enough. You know, we don't want to be tying our self-worth or anything to these results. You know, this is literally just the start. The results will come in time. The challenge here, or the goal we're going to set ourselves for this particular task, is literally just commit yourself to taking the action. So what comes after we take that first action? You know, being in motion is more than just identifying a first step and taking one action. Taking that first action is a huge milestone in itself, because it is what gets us in motion. But what we do after we take that first step is equally as important. Whatever happened, we took an action, whatever the result was, there will be lessons to learn. It either went well, we can double down and commit ourselves to taking the next challenge, or it didn't quite go to plan. And there's lessons that we can pull from that to try and determine, how we might need to pivot and work out what that next step's going to be. But as soon as you've taken that first step, review the results and commit yourself to taking the second step. And this just becomes an ongoing process towards achieving these goals. And this is really, in essence, I guess, what being in motion is all about. It is this constant process of taking an action, reviewing how we went or assessing the results, updating our plan, updating our next step, and committing ourselves to taking that next step. In summary, our goals are nothing more than a target that we aim our actions at. They're what we use to get ourselves pointed in that right direction. Ultimately, if we're wanting to achieve success in line with our goals, the only way we're ever going to get there is by taking action and getting ourselves in motion. The only way we can get ourselves in motion is by making a start. So my challenge to you is to pick a goal that you want to try and work towards. Identify what the very first step is. So identify a first step that's outside of your comfort zone, just challenging enough that you can commit yourself to doing, and take that first step today, or as soon as you possibly can. We want to get you in action. You're not actually in motion until you've taken that first step. So take that first step, review how you go, update your goals and plan based on what you learn from that first step, commit yourself to the second step, and so on. And repeat this process all the way through until you've achieved your goals. So that's it for today. Good luck getting yourself in motion. If you have any further questions or any comments or feedback, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you, as well as any suggestions that you might have for future content. If there is anything that you want to have a chat about personally, please reach out. I'm always available. And as always, don't forget to subscribe so you are kept up to date with all the future episodes that I release. So bye for now, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Cheers.